Hello, welcome to this video on Porter's strategic matrix. So in this video we're going to look at what Porter's strategic matrix is, and then secondly look at trying to apply it to corporate strategies. So the first question you might be thinking is, who is this guy Porter? Well, we have a quick look here. His name is Michael Porter. He is an American academic known for his theories on economics, business strategy and social causes. He was a professor, or is a professor, at the Harvard Business School, and here he is over here. He had some important things to say about the challenges that face businesses when they want to introduce strategies. And the main challenge here is trying to find a sustainable way of getting a competitive advantage over the other products and firms in the market, i.e. being the lowest price or the best quality to gain the most sales. So how can we overcome this challenge? He suggested there's two overall business strategies that could be followed to gain a competitive advantage. Number one is to be the low-cost operator, and number two is to offer differentiation. And by focusing on becoming the best in your industry or niche in these two areas, you can have an advantage over competitors by offering customers greater value, either because the prices are low or because your service justifies a higher price because it's differentiated. So it's called a matrix because it has a grid, and in this grid we can identify four broad things that a business might look to try and do. So first of all, we have our two strategies to gain a competitive advantage. We have being the low-cost operator, and we have differentiation. So you might want to write differentiation in here, but basically offering a unique product or service. And we can do that across a mass market. We can do that industry-wide. And if we try and become the lowest cost operator across the whole industry, we call that a cost leadership strategy. If we try and make our products apply to the whole industry, we try and target a mass market, but we try and make our products unique, then we call that a differentiation strategy. However, we might also want to use these two strategies, low cost or differentiation, for not across the whole industry, but maybe for a more niche, so a smaller market segment. And if that's the case, we call those focus. So here we might have a focus strategy of low cost if we're trying to be the lowest cost, not across the whole industry, but in a particular niche. And we also call this focus strategy of differentiation. Again, if we want to, within a niche market, make our product or service unique. So let's make sure we have a copy of this grid down, our matrix. So we can normally talk about businesses occupying one of these four boxes if they're going to be successful. So let's have a think of some examples. Let's start with a cost leadership strategy. So an example might be Ryanair. They're well known across all flights, all aviation industry, as offering the lowest cost option. And as a result, they offer value through low prices. Let's think of, to the right now, a business that again targets a mass market, but doesn't try and be the lowest cost operator. They try and make their products the most unique, or for their customers a differentiated service. And we might think of Apple. If we go down now to the bottom half and we think, okay, how might these two strategies apply, but in a niche market, in a narrow market segment? If we think, for example, of the car market and we focus on a particular niche, sports cars, we might say something like the Mazda MX-5 is a low-cost focused strategy because it's trying to be the lowest cost sports car within that niche, within the wider car market. It's not the cheapest car, but within the niche, that narrow market segment, this is maybe what it's playing at. If we try and think of something that has a focus strategy, differentiated strategy, again, if we think of airlines, well, some people like to fly their pets. That's quite a niche service, and there's a business here called Pet Airways who will fly your pets in their own cabin. That's, again, quite a unique service in that niche within the airline industry. So we have broad to market-wide strategies, and we have focus strategies that we've just talked about there. The focus strategies are those ones that look on a narrow competitive scope. So they're really focusing on a particular market segment. So you could almost argue focusing really on a niche. So we could have a cost focus. So we have a cost advantage in our target segment, or we could have a differentiation focus strategy where we seek to differentiate our products, make them unique, again within our target for our target segment. More widely, we have two strategies, low cost and differentiation. Let's go through these in a little bit more detail. So a low cost strategy, the objective here is to become the lowest cost operator. Typically this means operating on a large scale and exploiting economies of scale. Why is this important to be the lowest cost operator? Well, if selling prices are broadly similar, the lowest cost operator will enjoy the highest profits. Lowest cost operators can also offer the lowest prices to gain market share. What are suitable markets for this strategy? Well, if it's quite a standard product and there's little scope for differentiation and branding is relatively unimportant, then this is a suitable market in which the low cost strategy is likely to make the business have the highest competitive advantage. So what features does a business normally have to operate a low cost strategy? Well, it might be about really being very productive and very efficient, having high capacity utilization, operating on a large scale to enjoy economies of scale, maybe using our bargaining power to negotiate low prices, lean production methods and culture, and access to wide and important distribution channels. All of these are ways in which we can minimize our unit costs. These might be examples of businesses that have a low cost strategy for a broad market. Aldi, Ryanair, Walmart. Let's move on to a differentiation strategy. This is trying to offer a product that is distinctly different from the competition, with the customer valuing that differentiation. So we might use superior product quality, or maybe branding, wide distribution, or sustained promotion in order to achieve this. Here again are some examples. We mentioned Apple earlier, who use a combination, widely available products, heavily promoted, strong brand identity and excellent product quality. An advantage of using this matrix is that we can try and identify different businesses in different areas. So if they have differentiation strategy or their cost leadership. And what we really want to try and avoid with our strategy is the concept of being stuck in the middle. We're not the overall cost leader, and our product as a result is, even though we may have tried to reduce cost, and our product is not particularly differentiated, it's not the most unique or highest quality that customers value. And so actually we're stuck in the middle. We're stuck in the middle. We're not attracting a niche, we're not really aiming mass. This is the area that we need to be aware of as a business, because we're really, what is our strategy? What are we standing for? How are we offering customers value? If we're not the cheapest and we're not the most differentiated, then what are we offering them? And so businesses might look at this and say, right, well, we really want to avoid being stuck in the middle. So how can we think about moving towards one of these two strategies fully, more completely? So in this video, we've looked at Porter's strategic matrix. And we've looked at applying this idea to some different corporate strategies and some different businesses. That's it. Thanks very much for listening.